Hello, hey guys, hello, hey. Eh, 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 eh. Yeah, so today I wanted to do some ROM art, and yeah, I have some reference images here. Uh, Different art pieces from ArtStation. And I have an idea of what I want to do, and I'm just going to use some of these reference images as a starting point, as a base point. So as more people get in, I think we can get started and see where this takes us. Actually, I like this view here. Looks good. Just going to have this on my second screen here, and I guess we can start. Okay. Let me grab this. We're going to use a bunch of reference images to make our own thing. And maybe let me also grab this here. Let me just, yeah, and this. So let's start by making a porch. I don't know if it's called a porch or whatever it's called, something like this. I want to have some kind of a swimming pool here, and maybe a soldier standing on the side, and on the side here, and Rome in the background like you see here. But I want to have a few other integrations in this. Hello 3D design, how are you? Hello Hitaf Sobra, how are you doing? Hello Ishak Gupta, how are you? And yeah, also looking at this reference image here, I want this porch to be designed in this way because I think it looks better. So we're going to merge a few reference images to get our own composition. So let's get right into it. First, I'm going to import my character. Great, nice to hear that. I'm going to bring in a character that I made off stream. Let me go to my asset library. My quick functions add-on. Hello, Helisarius, how are you? Glad to see you. I'll just search for Rome. Yeah, I made a soldier here, who I'm not seeing here. Let me first open up that project. Hello, I'm from East Africa, Uganda, so small country. Anyway, hello, Philippe Lebon. How are you doing? Merci beaucoup. Yes, I have this project I was working on here. So I have I made a soldier yesterday, and I'll be adding these cloth elements into the cloth library add-on. So if you have that, I expect that maybe in 2 weeks or something. But, yeah, this is the soldier I worked on. I made some of these cloth elements. So we're going to be reusing him here, and medieval. Let me see. This has to be in this collection. Yeah. So I have this soldier here. Is what we are going to use. Bring back my outliner. Oh, it's already there. So I just want to use him for scale, and he's 1.8 meters. That's how tall I want him to be. Okay, we have our soldier. Now let's create at this place. So I'm just going to start with a circle, just scale it up a bit like that, and you just have it somewhere like this. Hit F, insert. I want to have a few steps here. Let me use auto smooth. If you have the quick functions add-on, you can use the quick functions, add a bevel like that, and that will set up the bevel for you, and also add auto smooth and add normals for you like that. Let me just make it somewhere like that. I'm also going to go to my library option and search for some tiles material. Now that we could use here. In training for mark animation, what is a mark animation? I'm not really familiar. Just grab this. Okay, this. Why do I have missing files? Just going to unwrap this. Maybe give it a rotation of 45 so that our tiles are looking like that. Then maybe scale them down just a tiny bit. Let me see if I can find a different tile for this. Yeah, I think this here would maybe this here would make better tiles. So I'm just going to grab this material, remove it, and just create a new material out of the flows. I want to get this material here, the tiles material. Yeah, this here. Create a new shader. Or just go to quick functions here and add some mapping. Scale this noise, this bit down, maybe make it a tiny bit reflective, and also look for a concrete material in concrete. Add that. Just grab this. Yeah, so let's speed this up a bit, and let me first save this into December. Call this ROM. We also scale this down a bit, make it a bit let me see, look at this. Turn on ambient occlusion, turn on screen space reflections. Grab this soldier here. Let's work on some columns for this. Let me maybe set up the camera to be around here. Change the camera to a 25mm, like that, so it's a wide camera. Let's make a few columns. I'll start with a mesh. We can use about 16 vertices. That should be enough. Scale this down. I'll give it the same material, concrete material. Okay, okay. Let's make a column. Let's speed this up a bit. Extrude this up to somewhere. Maybe scale it up like that. I'll also use auto smooth, shade smooth, and also I'll add a bevel on this as well. I just play with the thickness a bit. Let's see. Why does it look like let's make sure that my audio is good. Okay, so for some reason it looks like these angles are sharp here, but they don't seem to be. Anyway, so going to add an edge loop here, slide it down around there, and another one here. Just Control B, add a loop, scale it in, and round it off. Just adding in some details like that. Do the same thing here. Just slide this up. Just something like that. And I can add another edge loop here. Just grab everything below, scale it out, and maybe extend it up a bit. And what I want is to have this lower piece be a different color. So I'll set up a new color, concrete. Let me make sure that this is going to the right. Oh, so it seems that my normal is something is, most of my images don't seem to be visible here. Just grab this. Yeah, so this is going to be our concrete, and we just also use a bump map here. Can select this node and the principal shader and just add a bump map like that by just clicking on the quick function button there. If you have the quick functions add-on, makes it very easy. Hello reality. Hello Burning Bright, how are you doing? Glad to see you. Okay, why is Blender hanging? Yes, it is real time. How are you streaming Blender without without the stream dropping frames? Why would it drop frames? Dropping frames is usually a result of your internet, or maybe your PC is not powerful enough to handle working with Blender, and yeah, yes. Give this some color. Now let me also make sure that this is using the same concrete that this is using, and I'll change this a bit because I want to have this portion have a different color. So I will just I'll make it give it a blue like that. Maybe since this is ROM, we'll just use a red like that. And now with this, I can just add an empty like this, and I can select this and give it an array. Let me see, do I have a quick function? We'll just give it an array and change. Let me first apply the scale. I can change. I can turn on object offset and select this empty to be our object offset. And one thing I need to do is make sure that the position of this are aligned. The pillar is the same position as the empty. So let me first do that, and then I can push this out, and we don't need the relative offset. Now if I rotate the empty, we can create an array of pillars. So I need like, I don't know, 6 pillars like that, and then now I can just reposition them. Like that. Sometimes repositioning the array can be a bit difficult, but we get it. Now let me move these up. Seems I have more than I need, so I'll just grab this and remove some of these. I'll just rotate this. We actually need them to be spaced even further apart, so let's do that. It's really sometimes hard to, you know what, instead of using this array, because it's really difficult to position these, I'm just going to duplicate them by hand. It's much faster. You just have one there and have another one here. Now pull my camera back even further like that. Now we'll move our soldier here. I will also add another one. Let me actually just first make this editable, this soldier editable. Since we also need to merge him, I'll also just grab him, just move him in the center there. Now I can just use the soldier instance. That's not him. Yeah, this one here. I think I need to push this a bit back. So we have the soldier there and another one here. And I want this to be like a swimming pool. Maybe it's a bath, water bath or something. So just also let me find a different tile. So I'll go to my textures folder. I'll look for some tiles, link. Tiles. I want these tiles to be applied. I'll just create a new material. Yeah, like that. But this part here should have a different material. Okay, need to undo this a few times just so I can get back my material, my old material. I use Bagger Pie to do that. Very useful. What is Bagger Pie? I'm not sure. Only when I use cycles. I have 27 and it still drops frames. Then I'm not sure what the problem. Maybe what you're creating is really heavy. I just created a few tiles here, but I'm not seeing them anymore. Was it this? Let's just recreate it. So just go back to my flow, grab this tile again, because I want it to be for this surface. Okay, something like that. Okay, something is not really working as I expect it to work for some reason. But let's see. Let me create a new material here and just add this material and see. So then this should use that material. Actually, this here should use this material, and the inside part should use this material. I think okay, something is wrong here. Let me just import this as an image, because for some reason it's not really connecting the way I expect it to work. This is a non-copyright music from YouTube. Yeah, something like that. And we can also make these pillars a bit, the paint on these pillars look peeled off. So I'm going to go to my grunge maps, which I think I need to link grunge maps. I think I can get something like this and just import it as a texture like this. Now add mapping, and I can use box mapping for this. And I want it to have a very high contrast look. Let me scale this down a bit, or scale it. Yeah, scale it up a bit like that. And just blend these two nodes. So just grab this and this. Let me just bring in a mix node. Not a mix node, a mix RGB, this here, and just connect it. Mix these two here, and this we can now make it any color, and this is going to be our base node now. So we make the paint look a bit more old. Now maybe let me just make it white. Or let's try, Now maybe let me try a different grind map here. This here. Just make sure I'm using box. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think that's good. The concrete looks a bit too shiny. Then maybe we want it to be more clean like that, clean looking like that. Except the floor concrete, which should be a different shade, so I'll make it a bit darker like that. And let's add some, I don't know how they're called, but these let me just add a loop here. Shift D, bring this up. I'll separate it as an object. Hit F, insert. And what we can do here, we can design these kind of I don't know, burglars. I don't know if they're called burglars here, but yeah, something like that. I'll just add more detail, extrude down. Now this doesn't really have to go all the way, it just has to be where the camera is looking, so something like that. And since we're going to be using cycles, let's set that up already. Just use a GPU here. I'll grab. I also want to use a sunlight. Sorry, we want to use a skylight. Sorry, sky texture. And we don't want, let's bring the light a bit down, the elevation to something like 5, so that is kind of and evening time. I also bring reduce the air. I hope you can build it in one day. I usually do my stuff in around 2 hours, so the length of the stream. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be right. So let me use a sky texture again. Brenda crashed on me, so that's why you see I'll have to do this again. Change the angle a bit. Okay. Let's look for some assets. Instead of making everything from scratch, I will look for columns. Let me make sure that I have linked most of my libraries. And the reason you see me relinking them again, because when I'm testing out the add-on, I have to, or when I'm uploading the add-on on Patreon or CG Trader, I have to unlink all my libraries. Link my building parts. We have these columns. We can make a building in the back here. Just give it the same materials as this concrete block. Now we can also just duplicate this up, or let me search for a dome, because I think I have a dome. So let's speed this up a bit, because I think we are becoming really slow. I am becoming very slow at this. So reset the origin geometry. This dome is going to be up. And I can also grab this. Like that. Can give this the same material again. Give it the same concrete material. Let me see. Let's add some water here into this pond. Just create a new water shader. Should basically just be a noise texture with a transmission. Just go to my quick functions and make sure to turn on to go to render function, material functions. Just make sure that I turn on alpha blend and EV screen space refractions for the material. Let me make sure that I'm in site EV and screen space refractions here. Now that should make the water look like glass. Now it doesn't need the bevel modifier anymore. And we can use a noise map with a bump. Just to displace the water a bit. Let's make the water something like that. Now let's make let me see some of the reference image. Let's make our building. Where is my reference image? Yeah, let's make this building here and add it in the background there. And we're going to start with making this column here. So let me start with a circle. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't need a lot of polygons, but just extrude it up. Turn on random colors. Shade smooth. And it has some decals here, so let's add that. Add a loop here, add a loop here. Just bevel these loops a bit and then insert them and push them in just a tiny bit. Also make sure that I'm using auto smooth. And these decals, we can make them directly, or instead of, let me extrude this up, this edge loop here, grab up here, round off that corner. Now at the bottom here, we can extrude down, just make a column like that. Can even add extra detail in this, just inserting this is tiny bit, so we have a column like that. Now you see that this has some decorations to it, so I'll just first extrude this up. I think I can use the texture deco add-on to make some of these decals because they should be very easy. I'll grab my deco designer add-on, which is already so let me just find it here. Yeah, deco designer, and I want to make these, design this. So I'll go to design mode, and most of these are modern decals, so we'll have to design ours from scratch. I'm just going to add a plane. Let me render this decal, set up my scene a bit, and the resolution is going to be 1920 by 1920, so that is a square. And we can start by making these columns here, these decorations here. We just scale this up, create a new material. This should have kind of a whitish color like that. And I can give it an array. By the way, if you're unfamiliar with this add-on, it's just an add-on I made to make it easier for me to design things like these, textures like this, without going out of Blender, so that I just stick within Blender. You could use Photoshop for this, but it's easy for me to just do it within Blender. Just pull this back, go back to my view, and I can even pull out the rendered view here, render results here. I can see how that looks. So I'll give this a brown material. Okay. Let me just create a new quick material and just use a brown material. This is not updating. Something like that. And also add another, I think this is a yellowish material. Just bring this up, repeat it down here, and now there is also these shapes here. It should be very easy to make. I think they're behind a white surface. Yeah, so I can duplicate this material like this, and if I could do a quick render. Just reset this, hide this for a second. You can see how the decal is going to look. Let me just reset everything. So that's how it's going to look. Let's give this a different material. This is supposed to be white, like that. And we can create these shapes here. So I'll just use a curve object. Change this to vector, just make these shapes. And I can also make sure that it's 2D and fill is set to both, so that we can have a shape like that. And since this is a curve, I can make it curvy like that and just repeat these patterns a few times. And give this a new material, and just make sure it's above. It also has that dark brownish material. Just repeat it, duplicate, mirror this on the Y, just repeat the pattern. Think something like that. Shift D X, just have something like that. I could spend a few more minutes to perfect this, but I think I'm okay with This, just going to do a quick render again here. Can do a quick render of this. So this is how it looks. And now I can save this. I can save the decal somewhere. So I'll just go save it in my resources, custom decals. Yeah, I can call this ROM. Like that. Now we don't need this anymore. Can reset my camera 1080 by like that. Yeah, we were still working on this pillar, so I can unwrap this, Control E, Maxim, Control E, Maxim, and then thank you for subscribing. That is Babelo. Thank you. I'll just unwrap this. Now, if I look at my UVs, this is how it looks. I can even just use, is it called cylinder projection, to get straightened UVs like this. Now, I'll just grab the concrete material for this. Then import go to my asset library or quick functions add-on. And in library materials, make sure that I have my custom decals folder linked in. And here is the texture. If that's clear. Here is the texture we have just created. I just need custom decals. It is this here. Actually, it's not. It's supposed to look like this. Custom decals, save. So it's this here. So just import it as a texture. So it's here. And all I have to do is just grab the top that has that material, that texture. So I think from here, at here. These faces here, just give them a new vertex color. So I'll go to vertex paint, and assign them to this vertex color. So vertex paint, select, okay, there is a setting I'm looking for that I'm not seeing for some reason. Let me first go out of textured mode. Sorry, vertex paint is not texture paint. Just need to select all these vertices. Go back to vertex paint and just paint selected vertices, and I want them to be paint a darker color like that. Can go out of object mode, go back to textured mode. Now we can now we have this mask. Now we can use it. Just go and select it and this, and use a mix node. There is my mix node. Mix it with this. This should be the factor, and it should be color 1. and then this should be color 2. Then I can scale this up. Where's my UV editor? Just going to use cube projection. Now this should be UV editor. Where is my UVs? So
YouTube. Watch and create your own short videos with YouTube Shorts.
So you can see the pattern. Just have to scale it up like that, and I think this part here, now we can scale it like that, and we basically have our pattern. This top can be we can give it, we can remove it. So I'll go to vertex paint again and just vertex paint. Yeah, paint it back. So we have that pillar. Hello Kuma, how are you doing? Hello Sweden. Thank you. I wish you wasn't at work. Too bad, man. If you're at work, how are you watching this, man? We can also, instead of using mix, we can use maybe multiply. Actually, we don't want to use multiply. We want to use mix. And but I also want some piece of concrete to go through this. So what I can do is just grab another mix node, have it between, yeah, just mix these two here, blend them like that. This should be color 1 and color 2, and this can be back here. And now we can use multiply on this, so we can see some detail of the concrete through. What's up, bro? I have been modeling a rose I cut at the shape. Yes, hello Danny Donatorio. How are you doing? It's been a while. I cut the shape of the petal out of about a quarter of the sphere and copied it, scaling it different side petals. What do you recommend for the petals that bend and fold? The petals that bend and fold, you can try using the bend modifier, but it's a very tricky modifier to use. Yeah, so this is what we have. So let me, what I mean is, or just use a subdivision surface. So if I add a subdivision surface to this, and maybe, so I'm answering you, Danny. This is what I mean. If you use a subdivision surface, you can easily shape this. So I can do this, grab this down, extrude this, grab these vertices, extrude them down, and I can add a loop like that, and I use the bevel tool here, add a subdivision like that, and just push these in, so you have a petal. Is that what you're saying? Something like that. So if you spend some time on this, you can actually get a good looking petal. So you can add subdivisions like that, push these up, and you have something that looks like a petal, I think. And then you make variations of that. Hope that answers you. Yeah, so have this concrete pillar. We have the designs, and maybe the concrete has to be again a bit, look a bit dark. So let me scale this down, use an array. And I want this building to be like this. And let's add this column or this beam. So something like that. Actually, I can just go to my library, objects under my building parts, I think. And get one of these cornices like this. Use it here. Give it the same concrete material. Okay, these pillars shouldn't be blended, should have a separate material that is not blended. Grab this. Hello Josh, animator, how are you? Glad you think so. Just grab this edge loop, pull it down, just grab this face. And to make this even look more detailed, we can grab another one of these. I say something like this, add it in there, something like that. Use an array, apply rotation. Just simple details like that can help give it the same concrete material. Like that. Just going to grab this, pull it back. And let me look for other building parts that we could use. I like this piece here. I think it can add some nice detail to this. So if I grab this and this, if I reset the origin of this, I can grab this, and in the quick functions I can use the add mirror option, and it will add a mirror for me. Yeah, like this. Just scale this up. Maybe bring this door here. Hello, my loves, and Caesar. How are you? Just grab these. Again, I can grab this and this. Go to quick function and add mirror to object.
Introducing the shorter side of YouTube, YouTube Shorts.
Just creating some large building piece here. Let me see if I use. Hey, that's not a bad material. Now we can give this a roof. So I'm just going to grab this face, Shift D, P, just add a roof like that. Just fill in this face, fill in this face. Just insert like that. And since we have this piece already made, we can reuse it. So I can just grab this mesh, just rotate it, and just separate it into its own object. Just grab this, rotate it to the same angle, maybe scale it down a bit. Thanks, that works great. Thank you, no problem, man. Go in here, and again I can just select this and then this. In the quick functions I can just use mirror object, just change the axis, also maybe turn bisect like that. Also grab these pieces, duplicate them, scale them down, give them the same rotation, because they will be useful here to add in that extra detail. The recorder will remain. Yes. The recorded video will be available. Now we can copy modifiers, control link, copy modifiers. Actually, let's just add, select this and this, mirror to object. Yes, change the axis of rotation, bisect. So we have a building like that. Now, of course, you can make this even more detailed, just extruding in and add a bevel. I'll use a custom shape and use something like a cornice molding. like that. Are you environment? Do you work with animation? I'm not sure what you're asking, Guyen. Are you asking if I'm working with a company? I'm not sure what exactly you're trying to ask. I also want to detail this side of the building, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Let me look for some assets that I could use. Let me look for a column. Okay, no. Look for some other pieces. I'll get this. I want to use it here. I just make sure that it's using the same material. The same concrete material. Just thank you for subscribing. That's was that Hero? Just have this on this side. Have this like that. Now I'm going to make a copy of this. So let me first grab this. I can just have the cursor there. Grab this. Just go into edit mode. Select this. Use a spin tool to kind of make copies of this. Let's use 10. Let's see how this looks in cycles. How long have you been doing this? I've been doing this for about, I don't know, is it 10 years? 10 years, but not consistently. Especially when I was in school, I wasn't doing any Blender. So consistently, it could be about since 2018. I think it's starting to look good, especially this building. I like how it's coming out. Now, I think it would look better if the concrete is white. Yeah, like that. And here as well. So this concrete we are going to make white as well. So and this we can make a bit thank you for subscribing. Sorry, can't pronounce your name, but thank you. This should all be linked to this. You see, and I'm going to reduce the damage. Let's change the sun angle, so, or rotation. Now, let's add another character here. I'll just go to my collection, look for person here. Let me grab this guy here. Let me grab this guy, add him to our scene. Where do you get such ideas, inspiration of making these environments? I just go around art station looking for stuff that looks good, and use that. I want this to be like a senator, so I'll just make him editable. Just pause him. Let me grab some other assets. I have some ROM assets, clothes I made. Let me go to my medieval. Yeah, I want him to dress up like a senate. So I made these assets. I'll be adding them to the cloth library later. Yeah, the issue is that our character has clothes already. So let me see if I have another character that is not dressed up. Let me go to my character library. Okay, make editable. I'll grab some clothes. See if this.
Want to create your own short videos?
So
Introducing the shorter side of YouTube Shorts.
just make it a bit taller so it can fit her, like this. I'm just going to go to sculpt mode, just to make it fit her a bit better. Now we can make it a bit longer. I'll just turn on proportional editing, just pull this down. Just edit it a bit to make it fit.
Introducing the shorter side of YouTube. Watch and create your own short videos with YouTube Shorts.
Let's put her in the water. Okay, these guys here should be that. Let's try, let me see, if you, because I want to simulate the close. After that is it's like it's wanted, because right now it doesn't look realistic. Let me add a plane here, a collision object. I want to do some close simulation and see if this is going to work as I expect. Well, if I do a close simulation right now, it's not going to work as I expected, but if I select these vertices up here, just give them a new vertex group, and the cloth simulation, give this make these pinned group, so that they are not part of the simulation. And I can also give this a collision modifier. If I play back, let me see. And let me also make sure that this is using self collision as well at 0.001, and collision for this should also be 0.001. Hello Ricardo, how are you doing? Just want the cloth at full. Yeah, something like that. It looks more realistic, I think. Let me apply the cloth, which is going to have issues, but creates some issues, but if we apply the cloth, anyway, you can have it like that. I think now it looks much better than it was. Hey, thank you, Mila, for subscribing. And we can also just grab this, add the entire character, and just duplicate them. Shift D. You know what? I don't think that's going to work as expected. Let me just apply. If I apply the armature and the cloth, I won't be able to control the cloth anymore, which I don't want. But let's go in cycles and see how this looks. Now, there's still a lot lacking here, especially in the background. We need more buildings there. Why is this not denoising?
Watch and create short videos on the YouTube app. Introducing the shorter side of YouTube, YouTube Shorts.
Just an off-point question. Have you watched like a short movie or... No, I have not. We need to improve our lighting a bit, especially because we have a lot of ambient lighting coming from the back. I want to block that. Let me have this building here. I'm going to add it into its own collection. Let me first grab it, move it into its own collection. I'll just call it block and instance that block. Way back there. We can start populating the city a bit more with more buildings. Grab this tower here. Yes.
Watch and create short videos on the YouTube app. Introducing the shorter side of YouTube, YouTube Shorts.
Can grab this, just add it. Let's see if we grab this, can we use it here? Also have this other building. I think we can just populate this with a few of these, just to make sure to make it look like this extends far beyond what the camera sees. Grab this roof. Let's see what else can we add. Yeah, we have these other building blocks that we can use. They don't seem to be from the same era, but I think we can still use them. Let's see if we add some volumetrics. Just add a principal volume.
Watch and create short videos on the YouTube app. Introducing the shorter side of YouTube, YouTube Shorts.
like this, and I just add them in the different spots.
Watch and create short videos on the YouTube app. Introducing the shorter side of YouTube, YouTube Shorts.
Now it's mostly our lighting that is betraying us. Thank you, the Blender Kid. Thank you. AOP, sorry I can't pronounce your name, but thank you for subscribing. I'm going to just apply everything here. And I think I can add, let's see if I add an area light here. Not really what I thought. Maybe let me just have these guys Now, let me also change the clipping distance of the camera to, let's select the camera, change the clipping distance to 200, just so we can see a bit further. And going to grab this block, just scale it up so that it can create a shadow in some parts. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I wanted a shadow somewhere there. Let's look for another build tree that we could use here. Let's try maybe this. In the middle. And I also want another block here. Let me grab and just grab a chair. I think something like this fits this edge. Just add it. Also grab one soldier here, duplicate him. Just bring him closer to the camera. Let me rotate him. And I want to have the camera to have some depth of field, so just select it and give it some depth of field. I'll select maybe the water as the depth of field, as the focus point. Let's see how this looks. I think we can duplicate this rail down here just so we have some extra detail.
Create your own short videos. Introducing the shorter side of YouTube, YouTube Shorts.
And I think this. Thank you, Free Creative, for subscribing. Let's play with the depth of field. Again, let's play with the colors a bit here. Again, just so. And scale up. these tiles. Another thing we could add in is, let me first pause the render for a second. Some hanging cloth. Let me see if I can get some. If I get a plane like this, scale it on the X, apply the scale, and subdivide it a few times. Just add a few subdivisions like this. Hey B23, welcome back. Glad to see that you are back. Okay, so we can select a few edges here, a few edges here. I'll give this a vertex group. And then also give this what is it called? A cloth option. Make sure we turn on pinning and also self collision. 0.001. Where is my music? Now, if you hit play, I should, for the pinning group, we have something like that. Not a lot of wrinkles, but if we increase or reduce the shrink factor, we start to get some wrinkles. Not really wrinkles, but I think we need to add a matte resolution modifier. Now you can see we are getting some wrinkles. I think need to scale this far more on the X, and just get rid of remove some of these vertices. Remove some of these vertices from the pin group. We're getting some wrinkles, but not a lot. Let's subdivide this again. Yeah, something like that I think could work. So let me just apply visuals to geometry and just use the decimate modifier to reduce the polygon count. I'll also give this a translucent material, just blend these two. Okay, blender is hanging. Let me just end the task. Let's see if I scale this on the X, should get far more wrinkles. Like this. Just going to apply everything. Just wait for the shaders to compile. Okay. Now I can grab this and get a curve object like this. Another thing I could do is just first make sure that this is using less polygons than we have. Like that. I'll grab the curve I just created, which is I can't find it, so let me just create a new one. Give this a curve modifier. And now you can see you just have to scale this like that. Move this on the Y.
Watch and create short videos on the YouTube app. Introducing the shorter side of YouTube, YouTube Shorts.
And I can now give this an array. You can even duplicate this again, remove the curve, remove the array, and just use it. here. You know what, let me just have it there. Then duplicate this onto the building instead. Thank you, Trap. Thank you, thank you. Let's preview this in cycles, see. Let me change, let me first reset the colors for a bit here. So that's how everything looks without any color correction. I think I need to make this flow a bit darker. Hello, Kelly, Stin, how are you? Hello, Oyog, how are you? I think now all we have to do is just play with the direction of the sun. See how things look in different time. Another thing I could do, I think, is just grab another pillar like this and add it. Somewhere here. And I want this fabric to also have a translucent material. Yeah, I think that looks good, especially with the light going through. Let's try making these pillars red as well. See how that looks. I think, yeah, the blue is fine. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the stream here. I'll give this a quick render and yeah, post it on Discord. Failed to create a CUDA context illegal address. So I think my GPU has crashed. Let me try CPU. As I was saying, I'll post this on my Discord server, and you can use the command !Discord if you want to join. And if you're new here and you want to watch more live streams, you can subscribe, add the notification bell, and like. I just want to show some of the render. Can you make this? Okay, let's look at what's going on in Discord. So this is our Discord server, and again, you can use !Discord to get the server. Can you make this environment in Blender today live stream? Yeah. No. This is way complicated. There's just a lot of things going on here. My PC can't possibly handle this. And it will take a lot of time to create something like this. Actually, maybe not. If you have a lot of particles, if you have the assets built already, you don't. It wouldn't take that much time, but yeah, my PC can't handle that. My cartoon model, I made this. Nice. I think you would need a little bit more particles because I use a bit. Please, can you render my file? Yeah. Why can't you render it yourself? Yeah. The grass might be a little bit too spaced, but looking good. Great. Nice. Anyway, so I'll see you in the next video.